hop right into it. I'm not gonna waste no time. I don't even know what the title of this video is, but whatever it is, we're gonna be talking about my tax situation last year. I haven't filed technically yet, but just going through, I used TurboTax this year. We're gonna see. Yeah, we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it. And again, I said I was gonna be trying to let you guys in a lot more. So the situation that I'm in is, well, to be candid, I owe on my taxes. And some people say it's better to owe. Some people say you want to get a refund, blah, 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 blah. That's something that I can't really speak to. Might need to do a little bit more due diligence on that. But one thing I do know is that I do owe the IRS some money. It's not like a crazy amount, but like what I was expecting to what it is a crazy amount. Okay. I don't know if I said this earlier, but I think I did. I used TurboTax. I was gonna file it by myself, do all that fun stuff, woody woo woo. And as I was filing, they show the like number. This is how much you're expected to get, and or this is how much you're expected to owe. Blah blah blah. I think while I was going through it, no, I'm always expected to owe. Like I think it's just the nature of the beast for me. Like that's just how it goes for me. So, like a couple. Just a little bit. That's what I'm always expecting. So as I'm going through TurboTax, I'm like, oh snap, y'all, I'm about to get a whole bunch of what? My refund about to be crazy. Wow, this is crazy. Like, and when I get into like my situation last year, you'll understand why I felt like this was so sweet because I was expecting to pay, and then the number that was being shown was like 2,500. So I'm like, yo, I'm about to get $2,500 back too. Like I done increased my salary. I done got bonuses, and I'm getting a refund. Like this is crazy. Like life is good. LG. So one thing I wanted to do though, what TurboTax allows you to do is like, work with actual tax accountants too, blah blah blah, to review and maybe even go through it, or they'll do it for you. So before I submitted my taxes, and I'm kind of glad I did this, I wanted to make sure that I did everything right. So I was just like, okay, I'll meet with, someone, just like look over this before I submit, which I'm glad I even did because, and this came to my surprise. I'm going through this with the tax person. They're like, oh yeah, why do you like owe so much? Like, can you tell me like what happened last year? And my I was like, oh, so much. We lit. What you mean? And she's like going through it. She's like, yeah, there's like a difference. It seems like you need to increase your tax withholdings this year because, you shouldn't owe this much at the end of the. I'm like, oh. So then I look at the number again on TurboTax. I'm like, oh, that says due. Oh, in my head, I saw refund. That's crazy. Wow, okay. Yikes. Yikes. And don't get me wrong, I got state tax refunds and stuff like that coming in. So it's like substantially less than that, what was it, 2,500? But still, I owe. And life lesson, don't count your eggs until they hatch. I usually am like, oh, I'm not gonna look to like, I'm not gonna count the dollars unless they in my pocket. Well, I'm like, yo, this is sweet. So I'm already like, okay, boom. I know what my bonus finna be, bam, okay. I know what this tax refund about to look like. It's about to look stupid. I'm like, okay. So let me start planning for next month. So you can imagine how I'm feeling going from 2,500 in the bank at least to going to owing. I don't even know how much I'm gonna end up owing because that's what I'm going off of now. I was like, let me get a second opinion. Let me get a second opinion. So I'm going through H&R Block. I'm gonna see what number they come out with. Cause that is crazy. That is. I saw that number and I found out that's how much I owed. I said, Lord have mercy. Do y'all have a payment plan? Cause Okay, with all that being said, let me get into how we even got here. Okay, let me get into kind of what last year was like for me in terms of, jobs and pay and everything that went into my taxes, and also what I will be avoiding or trying to avoid this year and keeping in mind because of this situation. I'm going based in like the tax mindset. So, everything starts not February, January 1st to December 31st, right? So, January 1st, I was in one state, right? Already been there, but I never updated my address in like my work system to say that I was working like in this state, and I worked remote pretty much. Yeah, I never updated my work system address, so they were still like going off of as if I worked where I was at previously, and the taxes probably were a little bit different, blah blah blah, whatever. I don't know what implications that could have had, but what I do know is, as a matter of fact, I know for a fact because I spoke to the tax attorney. She said it was a little, yeah, it kind of messed things up a little bit. And that's another thing. Like state taxes are complicated. Like taxes are complicated in general. Like I don't understand why it's like this. Like telling you every state is like a whole nother country, goes by a whole different set of rules and just just policies and laws and all of that fun stuff, or not so fun stuff. Was working in two states, technically three. So I had three state tax returns to file on top of my federal. In addition to that, I moved again. As you can see, I'm like a nomad low key. So I move again, but for my job, I got relocation, and that's not tax deductible. So that's additional income that gets taxed on top of that. I don't even know if it's taxed at a different rate or the same rate as if like my regular pay. Being considered, my jobs weren't taking out enough money, like neither of them or one of them, or so this is just how we ended up here. I think the working three not three jobs, working in three states kind of pushed my tax bill up, and the relocation, because that relocation was a little more heftier than I think it. I don't know. I'm a simple person. I'm like, bro, there's no way this thing cost y'all. I'm like, it's no way this costs y'all that much to just move my car and something. Like, I could have did this myself for like tops 5,000. That's me being like super generous. Realistically, like 2 to 3. Like, what? So yeah, I don't know how I feel about relocation. It's just me, bro. Like it's literally just me. I mean by just me, like I'm not moving a family, I'm not moving kids. I don't have like a big house or nothing like that. Like nah. we don't need to do it. You can give me the cash you were gonna pay all of that. Just give it to me. Yeah, you just give it to me. Because it's if you're gonna tax me in that kind of way, you might as well just give it to me. With all that being said, and me realizing all the consequences and things like that that come from me just living my life and even switching jobs or moving or switching states or doing this or doing that, I was already, I think, towards the end of 2023, like trying to be more conscious of the decisions that I make and how they impact me financially. Like looking at it from a whole nother like lens and like really planning that and like having the I guess expectation that okay, this is gonna do that. Like I'm just putting in a lot more things or putting a lot more things into consideration. And so again, this year I know I want to move again. So like before I even do that, I want to take into factor the state I'm moving to. I want to take into factor the cost of living of that state. I want to take into factor the tax laws of that state because again, not every state does taxes the same. And I think oftentimes we just look at income tax Like, okay, cool. Do they have income tax? Yes or no? Or, you know, no, that's just where it ends. But it's like, okay, do they got sales tax? Like, what ways can I reduce my tax bill in these states? Like when I was talking to a tax attorney, some of the potential, I keep saying attorney, I don't think she was a tax attorney. I'm gonna say the tax professional. She was saying some of the states that I do want to move to, like she always recommends her customers to, what do you call it, donate to like to the certain like funds that the state gives tax credits to. I don't know if I just explained that properly, but essentially, like let's say if you donate $1,000 of your income, like they'll give you $1,000 credit, or they'll allow you to like write that off on your state and your federal taxes. So just like keeping things like that in mind, or just being a lot more intentional with the things that I do, because I know for me, I'm the type of person where I'm gonna wanna, I'm very nomadic like that. Like I wanna move here, I wanna move there, I wanna go to this, I wanna go to that, and that's all fine and dandy, but again, there are certain quote unquote hidden costs that come with that. And I say quote unquote hidden because they're not hidden, but you don't really see them, for me at least, until when you file your taxes. And I think taxes are like the biggest killer. And I say killer, I mean they take the most money away from you. Like, everyone's always like, oh, I need to save on this and I need to save on that. And to me, that's like penny pinching. You know what I'm saying? Like I think it's, you know, my parents always say, or not always say, but there's a saying, you know, you're penny wise, pound foolish. It's like, oh, you want to save on, you know, buying a coffee a day, but you're willing to go buy a bag every other week, or you're willing to go out to a club and get bottle service, and you know what I'm saying? So penny wise, pound foolish. So yeah, I think the name of the game this year is just, well, it's lowering my expenses in addition to lowering my taxable income and increasing my investments and the money that I make. So that's just from a financial standpoint. There's a whole bunch of other things in there. Maybe I'll even do an overall goals for 2024. I know we about to be in March, but like, who cares? I can do whatever I want. And I mean, it's March 1st for y'all is January 1st for me. You know what I'm saying? Time is relative. On my matrix type ish. All that being said though, drop a like if you feel me, leave a comment, and let me know if y'all messing with these kind of videos, because I mean, I think either way I'm gonna do this, but it's also good to know if you like this kind of content. You feel me? And check out those reactions that I just dropped. I just dropped the single, there's like a singles tax, which I definitely feel that. And I dropped 2 other reaction videos. It was just about how the job market is in 2024, which, if you don't know, non-existent damn near. And also how expensive it is to live, to literally just breathe this disgusting air. But I'm gonna catch y'all later. Peace.